welcome to NCIDC's Cultural Online Presentation Series. Today we have a guest, Delmer Jordan, who is going to teach us about eeling.
Ready? Good afternoon, my name is Delmer. I'm just here to introduce the different ways of eeling, different woods we use for eel hooks, and different ways that we catch them. This here hook was given to me by a friend of mine, and you can see he wires the safety thing on there, but it's really nice. I like them, and I like my hooks short because I'm a shorter person. And then anyways, that's made out of yew wood. And then I have another one here I was carving on, I haven't finished, and it's yew wood. And then I got another one here that's an old friend of Merck's. Merck Oliver made this one. It's made out of black oak, and I have to put my eel and his rod back on it. But that's a different kind of wood. Is that? I mean, Purple Heart's what it is, not black oak. It's Purple Heart. And then when we use the rods, we used to, when we were young, we get the antennas off cars, and then we'd get them hot and we'd burn them and then sharpen them up and hook them on there and get them, and then just tie it on there like that, you know. And then this piece of wood, you get curly wood, you can make eel hooks out of where the vines crawl up. And everybody has their own ways of making hooks and their own styles they want to do. They like fancy hooks. Like I remember Merck, he used to sit down in his yard and just carve all his hooks with his pocket knife, you know, and wood rasp or whatever. And he'd just sit there and carve with his wood rasp. And then we'd carve with these planers too, the different kind of planers. Nowadays they have all these electric tools and stuff. You can just shave everything right down to nothing. You know, I remember when I was young, I'd go to Merck's or wherever I'd go, they'd have all these tools where they would just do it all by hand. And so, and it's interesting because you can, you know, it's just nice to have an eel hooks. And then we got this dip net. I brought a dip net too, so when the water's muddy, you can go out and dip net down the mouth. You find an eddy and you dip your eels out, and you dip them out and you find an eddy and it's muddy, you can't see them. So when you're dipping, you're just constantly dipping. And then eels and steelhead, I've seen them catch steelhead and eels. And then at night when we go eeling, we'd have these heavy lanterns, and you'd have to hold them, you know, you'd light it, get it lit, and you'd have to hold it in your arm all the time. And this tin foil here would come so the light wouldn't blind everybody, so you'd narrow it down so the light would only be in one section. And then as the wave would come, you would just turn your light, and then as the wave would come, you'd hit it there and see if there was an eel there. After a while, those things get heavy, you know. And then they started coming out with the new flashlights, LEDs, where they're real bright. My cousin always told me, he said, the dimmer the light, the better, because then eels see that bright light, and they just dart out, and you don't see them again because it's so bright, you know. And then when I was younger too, my grandpa, we'd always get ready to go eeling. My grandpa would tell us, hey, why don't you guys get some of them strike anywhere matches and get that wax and wax them. We'd wax them so when it was raining and storming, we'd go down and we'd be able to light a fire, you know, because they would be wax coated. They wouldn't get all wet and soggy where you couldn't light your fires. And so, you know, and there's a lot of things when you're down there, you have to be careful. You know, you have to always watch your back to the waves. When you're eeling, if there's other people, give them space. You know, it's just like 6 foot of distance in yourselves, you know. Down there you do the same thing and you respect each other. You know, if you see an eel down below me and you miss it, you come up about 2-3 feet, and if you don't get it, you let the other guy get it. You know, you don't go past them and you don't disrespect them by going up, you know. And that's what I was taught when I was little, was stuff like that, you know, to be safe. And you know, the other things is you don't have to stand you don't have to stand deep in the water to get eels. I've learned the hard ways too, standing deep in the water. You don't have to, because when you see them, they'll come up in those waves, you know, and come out shallow where you can get them. And if you watch down there when the old timers are down there, you always wonder why they stand up out of the waves. Well, the eels come up there anyways, so you don't have to really chase them out in the deep, and you know, it's just dangerous, you know. So always just, you know, watch your back and be careful down there, you know. And then what else? But yeah, so then that's what I've learned over the years. And then these gunny sacks is what we always use down there. You know, when we eel, we take our gunny sacks and our backpacks, and we put all our eels in them gunny sacks. And then after a while, they get really, really smelly bad, so you have to rinse them out really good. or throw them away. They get rotten. Eel will get a hole in there and they'll wiggle through there, And then eel baskets too. I had some. My cousin Chris Peters made some eel baskets out of some wire, and we went and sat and we caught a bunch of eels in them. And I got pictures, but it's hard to show them. But we were successful with setting them out there, and we've caught eels with those too. And so there's the pictures there. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
I should have had him out there.
That's okay. That's okay. All right.
But those pictures, there's one of the pictures of where he had it before he had it in there before the cone was in there, and then he put the cone in there so they'd go in there, and then those things make an eddy. Once you put them in the water, they make a big eddy, and when the eels hit that eddy, they go up through that cone, and then they get stuck in there. And then there's an eel, and then I got another picture of an eel there on the beach there, and then there's one flattened out, ready to go in the smokehouse.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, and we used to catch a lot of eels back. We still do, but not like we used to. And then we'd flatten them out, throw them in the smokehouse, or fry them, fry them up however you wanted them, But yeah, that's what I know about ealing. I've had a lot of times down there, seen a lot of elders down there, and you learn. So watch when you're down there and learn that stuff. When they're making eels, carving hooks, pay attention, because it's like they take their time and put their time into their stuff they make. And I'm just now learning. If I would have watched them back then, and did it, I would know, the basics of it, and the real good stuff, because they knew. They knew how to carve it down to the perfect level they wanted and the perfect angle they wanted. And I remember my grandpa Chuck had these hooks like these, short ones like this, and he'd have a real long one and real long antennas on it. That's what my cousins would use when he'd make them, and he'd have those. So that's why I made this shorter, so I can make a longer wire on there. Oh. And so a lot of people have a lot of different ways of doing it, and a lot of people make them fancy, and all that kind of stuff. But there's all kinds of different hardwoods you can use. There's oak. I've seen an eel hook made out of a piece of plywood, oak plywood that a friend had made. So it's just getting out there and doing it. But just take advantage of watching your elders build that stuff, because you miss out on a lot if you don't. And then you're like, oh man, I should have remembered that. Like I do that all the time. I forget, and then man, I should have remembered that.
How old were you when you first started eeling?
I was about 5 or 6 probably.
Whoa.
Yeah, I used to go down with my uncles and my grandpas, and go eeling. And we'd be down there all the time. When Dad's camp was there, you go down there, and just everything's changed. It's changed over the years. See a lot of different changes in the mouth and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And so we've been eeling a long time. Now I'm starting to get up there where I can't run as much as I used to, and do the things I used to, I guess. But yeah, it's been an adventure, and it's fun. So just be careful down there, and always watch out for each other. When you're down there and you're dealing with somebody at night, watch out. If you see a big wave, holler at those guys and let them know. Be aware of each other. If you don't know them, you don't just watch out for each other down there.
I've heard that. But it's really dangerous.
Yeah, it's really dangerous, especially on stormy days, rainy days. Sometimes you can't hear because it's raining so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always look out for each other down there, no matter if you don't know them or anything,
Yeah.
I was always taught to look out for each other down there. Yes. Is there any questions or anything like that? Or?
If anybody has any questions, you could ask now, and he'll be happy to answer them. I don't think anybody has any questions yet. Oh.
Yeah, and so that's what I remember.
Is there a limit on how many eels you can catch a day?
No.
There's not?
Limits. No, there's no limit on eels. Not yet, anyways. Not that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they bite? They have
they'll
teeth.
suck on you. They have little teeth. They're like little fangs inside their mouths.
They look
And they
scary.
suck on you, until they break skin, I think. I think they are.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite type of wood to
I like
carve
the
with for
yew wood.
the eel hooks?
The yew wood, it's really hard and solid. It lasts you forever. And so that's what I like to use. Yeah.
So do you know how to weave eel baskets?
No, I've never learned, but I've seen them. I've seen
Right.
people have them. I'm sure it's, like I said, it's probably hard. I don't know how to set them either. Like how you'd set those weaved ones,
Huh.
Yeah. I've never did it. I'd like to learn. That'd be nice.
Could a woman make an eel basket?
I don't know if they could or not. I'm sure they can. I'm not sure. I'm not positive. I don't know. See, that's the kind of questions I have to ask.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
I think I've heard different things from different people.
Yeah.
One person said that a woman can make the eel basket, but once the man uses it, it's
Then-
his,
okay.
and so you don't bother after.
See, that's the other thing. I know women not supposed to touch your eel hook, because
Right.
it's your eel hook, I remember coming home lots of nights too and eeling, and then we'd bring our eels home, and I'd wake up and my grandma would have them all cut and bled out, and I always asked why, and they bled them out so they're easier to take the string out. They relax, I guess. But she'd have them all cleaned up and everything, Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I've learned. And all those other questions I'll have to ask. I ask a few here and there.
Right.
Yeah.
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 That's a really good reason too for us to keep up with our elders and
Right.
ask them while they're still here,
Exactly.
so they can share that knowledge with us.
Yeah.
So
For
where's your absolute favorite place to go eeling?
Just down the mouth.
Just the mouth
Yeah.
of Brecqua?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Other than it with the dip net too, I remember when I was little too. We'd go up there to they call it the Bluffs. It's over on the south side of the beach there. And my uncles and them would climb down the hill and take us down, and they'd go down there and dip in those eddies down there.
Mm-hmm.
And they dip out eels up there in the bluffs, and they dip out steelhead up the bluffs with these dip nets too. And it's really, water used to get really high.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had adventures when we went.
I bet.
Yeah.
So what age do you think is a good age for a child to start eeling?
I think around 5, 6. Just be careful and always
Right.
stay close.
Right.
If you don't do it early, then they get a little older and they know everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want that, because then you can't tell them anything.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm just teasing. But yeah, I think 5, 6 is a good age. To go down there and start learning, and
So what's your favorite way to cook eel?
I like them smoked, half smoked, and then cooked.
So you smoke them in the smokehouse like fish?
Yeah, you smoke in the smokehouse like fish, and you'll flatten them out, take all the guts out, flatten them out, and then you'll hang them over your sticks flat,
Yeah.
with the skin down, and then after a day of smoke or so, it gets a little color. Before that, you'll cut the tails, and then hang them by the tails, and then smoke them if you want them all the way done, however you want them.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And
I
then
like them fried too. It just depends on who fries them.
they are good fried.
Yeah.
I've had them breaded and fried.
Yeah, they're good fried. It depends on who cooks them.
Yeah.
If they're done or whatever, it's gotta be just right, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I'm not seeing any questions, so I don't think anybody has any. I really appreciate you coming by.
Oh, yeah, thank you for the invite.
Yeah, of course. And we'd love to have you come back for
Yeah.
another presentation.
For sure, I
Yeah.
can do that. Maybe I'll have a little more information. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll do some research.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.